How could I be so stupid? With a gif of Tom Hardy from Venom tweaking out. Be me in 2023. Change high schools. Everyone is super friendly and sits next to me to talk to me. Reject all of them and don't ever talk to anyone. Jaded asshole. Just wait till I can get home and smoke weed. Now regret it a lot and try to talk to people. I clearly established myself as a weirdo and got zero social skills to subvert the expectations. They have zero interest, rightfully so, don't get me wrong. Feel like I soft-locked myself. It's like I was in my shell that whole year. Why couldn't I just plow through and just slowly open up? I had a huge meltdown in June of that same year at last high school and screamed like a autist, and I thought that everything was over and I was glad I could just hide and play some video and comfort again. I was a fool. I genuinely believed that things were way worse than they truly were. Now I feel the same. I've been trying to pick up books and new hobbies throughout 2024, but I just couldn't do it. Even when I didn't smoke, I found it dull. I'm 18, by the way, in junior year. Oh wow, this is long. End of blog. I got some replies. Jump off a 2-story building, kid. OP replied to that. Why are you like this and why should I do that? No reply to that. Other than that, people are just giving advice and OP's replying to them. Unsure of himself. Be me. 22 male. Needs to sleep with a CPAP machine now. Can no longer hug pillow while asleep. Hugging pillow makes me feel comfy and sleep better. Wild idea appears. I can buy a Kuromi plushie to hug, but I don't want my family members to get the ick. What do? Replies. Buy a normal manly plushie for men, stupid OP replied, manly plushie? Such as? No reply to that. Thread was closed. Neat maxing. Not quite green text, but it'll do. Be me. Working corporate office job, doing overtime hours. Barely had enough money to cover my expenses. Cut the landlord, put my rent up again. I was faced with the decision, get a roommate to move in with me, or leave my rental and buy a van to live in. I decided to go with the latter because I literally hate people and don't want to live with some random just to pay rent. I sell my car and buy a van. I realize why the bother working if I'm living in a van? I have no rent to pay, no electricity or water bill. My expenditures are a fraction of what they were. All I basically need is food and petrol. My lifestyle no longer requires me to work full time or really even work at all. So I decided to quit my job. I now live off welfare, which actually more than covers what little expenses I have. Plus it's great. I don't have to worry about getting up early. I don't have to neurotically obsess about bullshit like monthly performance reviews or stress about paying the rent. I don't have bosses or work colleagues to worry about. I just have an open day every day. I can just sit in my van and it all day. I can take a drive to the coast and spend the day at the beach. I can watch a movie. I can post on 4chan. I can just be free. Plus I don't have to pay any taxes to the globo homo government. I have to tell you, this beats being a wagey any day of the week. I feel like a free man. There's no incentive to work anymore. Just be a neat. OP cracked the matrix. Here's an Anon's reply. Row, 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 row. F roasties and F being male. Be me. Nerdy weakling, weaker than most women. Roasties still demand me to get and killed legally. Free money from me, privilege in segregated spaces because, oh my god, men are much biologically stronger than women. WTF, I don't even get to enjoy the very few things that supposedly come with a package with being stuck at living as an effing male, but roasties still hate me and want me to pay for that. I hate being male so much, but I hate roasties and their inferiority complex even more. Sucks to suck. I love people and my seed has flooded into many women's mouths. And some Someone replied to that. No, it hasn't. I don't know why you're lying. Hate to break it to you, Anon, but unless you're like severely atrophied and malnourished with a BMI of like 12, you as a man can still take a woman pretty easily. With a picture of somebody posting, I think that's on Twitter, or sorry, X, by Femcell. My boyfriend hates me. Very funny, very keck, very meme-worthy. Be me. Headed back to Japan to finish up my mandatory work residency time. Speak the languages, so I've been blocking white guys by whispering sweet nothings into Asian girls' ears, causing her to walk away from them. In the process of applying for Japanese citizenship and forgetting US citizenship. Laugh knowing the amount of low IQ whites who are headed toward their own demise. Look forward to laughing and mocking whites online after the US gets nuked, invaded, and their people beaten by foregoing soldiers. With a picture of Bruce Lee. I switched my Bumble to Tokyo and got over 100 likes in 12 hours. T, white guy also speaks Jap. I switched my Tinder to Indian profile pic and my account was deleted. I switched my profile to girl and my phone crashed. Here's the only replies. Here we got a doozy. I hate being alone so much. Be me, 23 male. Very autistic, very neurotic, very ugly, and kind of a wuss. Always fat, terrible at sports. Basically that classic Hollywood nerd stereotype. Lonely and isolated since early childhood. Mom was overcaring, overprotective, and always treated me like a baby. Dad was emotionally absent, even though we always lived together. Older sister was condescending and always infantilized me, just like Mom. Had no friends until I was like 16 years old. Being chronically alone for so much time gave me a ton of anxiety and low self-esteem. Flashbacks of me spending my greatest years completely isolated, all by myself, keep replaying in my head 24/7. At family gatherings, I would spend all day alone while having to watch all my older cousins playing together without me. In school, the same thing would happen. All kids would have their own groups of friends while I would always be alone. Even when I'm invited to social occasions, I always feel left out and like the odd one out. Can't fit within any group and I don't identify with anything. Can't bond with females because I find them boring and kind of annoying. Can't bond with males because I'm not strong, confident, cool, or macho enough to be accepted by them. Relationships are out of the question, both because of my horrible appearance and because of my terrible social skills. Relationships are out of the question, both because of my horrible appearance and because of my terrible social skills. I was kind of a gifted kid in school, but thanks to depression caused by loneliness, I lost all interest and motivation to study. Ended up as an underachieving loser. No college degree, no career, no hobbies, no talent. Tried going to the gym, but my social anxiety was so overwhelming that I felt like I was naked at a stage. I'm starting to lose all hope. Why can't I just be normal? How can I overcome this social isolation that I had for such a long time? How can I stop being stuck in my past and finally be able to go forward? Got a few replies. Unironically, suck it up. Wait and eventually you'll find an activity where you can hook up with cool people who don't mind talking. It helps with the craving for social activities. You are alone. You will always be alone, even with others. We are all bound to our heads. No amount of socialization will be the cure that you seek. All your problems are thoughts, comparing yourself to others. Get over yourself. Very helpful, Anon. Damn, I'm a 23-year-old male too and experience 80% of what you said. All you need to know is that you are not the only one. That is all that matters. We are all in this together, Anon, and it can only get better from here on out. Are you sad that parts of LA just burned down? No, you are not. Are you angry at Putin for having invaded Ukraine? No, you are not. Do you realize if you wanted, you could feel sad or angry about these? By the same token, you can opt to just not give a shit about stuff you currently feel sad about. Try it. Just stop caring. Fake that feeling till you really don't care anymore. Just ignore your past. Ignore how lonely and weird you are. Then, as kind of an unrelated concept, which is however greatly aided by the first point, you just need to do stuff. You have to force yourself. You tried going to the gym, you failed. So try again. If you fail again, just try again. That's pretty good advice. You need to realize nothing will ever change in your life otherwise. There will not come some future magical point where things will be fixed. You're not an anime with a written out drama plot. You're not some live service game that will one day receive an update. Your parents cannot help you with this. You will not one day wake up with a fixed, healthy mindset. If you are an adult, then the mind you have right now is the only one you will ever have for the rest of your life. If you do not actively undertake the tasks you want to engage in, nothing will ever change. The tasks will not happen without you. Optimistic point to end on. Good advice, Anon. And OP, hopefully you figure something out. Keep trying.